What's up, y'all? Sparty here, and I want to do a video on the recent rumors that have come up about the LG V30 as well as the Galaxy Note 8. Now, for the LG V30, there have been plenty of leaks and renders of it, and I'll actually pull it up. I don't remember if it's on this phone or on another phone. Well, I have one picture on here, but let me actually check here. I think I actually showed you guys once before.
Here are some matching news articles.
Shut the fuck up. That came from the previous video. But saying the G word a bit too much triggered Google now. But I gotta turn this display down. Oh, no. It's my girlfriend. Can't have that come up. But yeah. As I showed you guys before, let me raise the brightness a bit. As I showed you guys before, these are the case leaks of like the back renders of the V30 right here. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I shouldn't block the damn screen. But the one I'm planning on getting is the black one, mainly because it goes with all my headphones, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, that's the back of the V30. And here is a more recent picture. Oh shit. Of the front. And yet again, the V20 screen is a bit bright, like a touch brighter than the G6. It's kind of weird. But as you guys can see, from the back, it looks like a G6, just with like a slight camera bump, probably like a ring around it just to keep it protected. And for the front, it is kind of S8 Edge-esque, but the edge-to-edge display isn't as, exemplified as it is on that phone, or as it will be on the Note 8. It is a bit rounder, i.e. G6. It will most likely have a thicker frame, like this glory that you guys know I like. That was terrible. And honestly, although I'm disappointed there won't be a removable battery, it's something that I'm not necessarily losing sleep over. I'm not clamoring be like LG done fucked up, because I don't, not that I don't care anymore, but it's just not something that I'm going to be like super mad about anymore. Because as I said, LG has had it since the G2. Only in Korea have they had a G2 with a removable battery and SD card slot. And they've had it here in the States since from the G3 to the G5. And for the V10 to the V20. So I commend them for keeping it for so long. But now it's just time to have change. So it's whatever. Now, the crazy things that have come up as far as like camera tech. Let's talk about that. It'll obviously have dual cameras, i.e. V20, G6, G5. We don't know if it'll be dual 16 megapixel sensors or dual 13, but all we know really is that it'll have an f1.6 aperture, at least on the main lens. And just to give you guys clarification, the HTC U11 has a f1.7 aperture, S8, S8 Plus f1.7, S7, S7 Edge f1.7. So LG is pretty much stepping up the game when it comes to that. It'll have a enhanced hi-fi quad DAC, probably a similar one to the one that was in the G6 that was only for Korea, but it'll probably be even more advanced than that. So we'll see what the hell happens there. It obviously is going to have a headphone jack. It's obviously going to have a USB Type-C port. What doesn't? Now the question is, everybody thinks it's going to keep a 3200 milliamp hour battery. I personally think they may slightly increase the battery size. Maybe to a 34, 3500, not nothing insane like a 4000, though I would like that. It'll have, the heat pipe that the G6 has. That honestly helps it stay cool, honestly. I have this glass back. It'll have the mill standard A10G. It'll have all that stuff. IP68 water resistance. So I pretty much have everything. Now the question is, will it have 6 gigabytes of RAM or not? Which personally I don't care. But if it does, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. Like, honestly, I really don't care. But at this point in the game, I hope they would do at least 6. 8 gigs of RAM is overkill. That's reaching budget PC territory. So, yeah. What else? Now we don't know exactly. Like I said, we don't know exactly how big the battery is going to be. We don't know exactly if it's going to have, a stereo speaker array like everybody's doing. We don't know that yet. But as you know, it's pretty much a custom for the V series to be the media video content creation powerhouse. They may do even more stuff to show you exactly what this phone can do. Now, there have been, leaks and, on... If you go to Hit Record site, they're already using the phone to do stuff on that. Because it's it's LG Joseph Gordon-Levitt partnership, as it's been since the V10. So, we'll see exactly what happens. Now, can this phone compete with the Note? If LG plays their cards right, it just may. Now, this is coming off the fact that the Note blew up last year. Regardless of what the S line did this year, the Note line blew up last year, right? People know that. People are scared of that. So they may go and look at the Note and be like, oh, it's pretty, but what if it catches fire? Right? Now, what LG needs to do, they need to market their phone. They really do. As I've said 1,000 times on this channel, it's pretty much the thing they have to do is market the phone. And they have to market it right. They have to go back to their G2 days. They have to go back to the drawing board. Pick out the things that this phone can do that no other phone on the market can do. If the Note 8 can't record an 18:9, and I know that it may not be, it probably will now, but the S8, S8 Plus couldn't record an 18.5:9. The G6 can record an 18:9. I would like something insane like 4K 60 frames per second or something. That would be sick. But if it can't, whatever. I'll just use 1080p 60. But as far as this goes, between the Note and between the V30 and the Note 8, each phone will have the reason that they stand out. Samsung has claimed that the Note 8 will be a media powerhouse. But due to the fact that they have to shrink the battery due to last time, who knows how great that will be. Both phones will have OLED displays. Both phones will have stretched QHD displays. The Note 8 will most likely come at 1080p out of the box, because that was the nature of the S8, S8 Plus, and even the Note Fan Edition. And when I get these two devices, I will pick apart what each phone does that I prefer over the other. But for me, I don't necessarily think that I will declare a clear winner, but off these rumors, I see myself using the V30 for strictly recording, strictly vlogging, and stuff like that, because I actually want to get into that too. And I see me using the Note 8 for making scripts and stuff like that, editing videos, since it has the S Pen for my other channel. I don't think Samsung is going to do anything to beat the V30 as far as audio, aside from, again, including the AKG earbuds in the box, which is a nice addition. They're $100 earbuds they're including, I guess you can say, for free. But for me personally, what LG will do, and speaking of the OLED display, why I think LG took so long to finally do this, and it's confirmed that it's going to have an OLED display. It's pretty much been confirmed since the G6 came out, because after the G6 came out, what did they do? They decided to start closing down their LCD plants and shifting them strictly to OLED, which is nice, and it's a good addition. And they've pretty much made it so that it's at a point where you won't get, not screen bleed, but image retention, dead pixels, stuff like that. Which is pretty much a good thing now. Because the thing that a lot of people with Samsung phones say that they get is screen burning and stuff like that. I personally have never had it, but screen burning is an issue on Super AMOLED displays. While on LCD it's not as common, but it does happen. It's actually happening on my V20. When I have the screen too bright, the notifications pretty much burn into my second screen. They go away after a while, but it's not that big of an issue for me, but it'll stay there. My G5 also had the same issue. And this is just showing up now, whereas with my G5, it showed up maybe a month into me having it. I've had this phone for almost a year, and these problems are just showing up. Whereas I don't have any of those issues on here, but the problem with my G6 display is that it's not as bright as my V20 display by a little bit, but it's noticeable. So we'll see. I don't necessarily think LG will best Samsung in one go at having OLED come back, but I think they'll level the playing field at least in this one go. As with the Note, as I said, they said it was going to be a media powerhouse. It's obviously going to have the S Pen. It's going to be a more square design compared to the rounded design of the S8, S8 Plus. And I actually would prefer that, because I don't like rounded phones at all. I like phones with sharp corners. because it actually gives me a grip on them. But I will be getting a case for that, and also for my V30 that I probably won't even use because I don't even use my G6 case. And it's pretty much pristine. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go any further, honestly, because it's the phones come out at the end of, not come out, they're revealed at the end of this month. And once that happens, I will report back and give you guys my full thoughts on what I feel on both phones. But this is pretty much my final rumor report. Everything else at this point is pretty much real. Because they come out at the end of this month. Consider anything that you see pretty much within the same month that the phone comes out, or probably even like a couple weeks before, or revealed anyway. Consider them the truth. Because honestly, oh, and also, since they'll no longer have a second screen, they said that they're going to have a floating bar, whatever that means. So that probably means that rather than having it on top strictly, you can finally have like your navigation on the bottom and stuff like that, which is really nice. I would actually like that, even though I use my second display a lot. I would actually like it if it was docked on the bottom too. And it's optional. You could like retract it and stuff like that, I believe. And that would actually be pretty cool. But think of it as like your S Pen commands. Think of it like that. Where when you press the when you hover your S Pen over your screen and you press the button that's on the S Pen, it comes up with the commands. Think of it like that. Only that it'll have more functionality. Just think like that. Or better yet, just the Edge functionality on S8, S8 Plus. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about these phones coming out now. Coming out soon. Being revealed soon. And LG also said, like, a couple weeks after they announced the phone will go on pre-order. So just keep that in mind. It will no longer take a fucking month like it did with the guy, like it did with this phone. Oh, I need water. But, yeah. That's it. This is Sparta. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the support. Hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday night or whatever day it is in your area. Have a good one.